Shalom, Kol Halal, Yahweh, Bahasham Yahweh Shai, Bahasham Rakah Kodash. Double honors to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone who taught me this truth and rule well. Salutation and citations to the brothers out there that are laboring and pushing this truth in truth and in sincerity and in charity, risking their lives and their freedom to do so. To you, I say Shalom. To the Akim and to the Akwaf, that'll be you brothers and sisters, Adawan Ratazah. That is to say, Lord willing, hopefully by the end of this lesson, you be edified. This is your brother Amawan Ibad from the GMS Miami camp, Heralds of Yahweh Shai, 144, back again with another lesson through the spirit and power of Yahweh, Bahasham Yahweh Shai, to feed the lambs of Yahweh Shai, as commanded. And this lesson is going to be entitled, The Beast is Speaking as a Dragon. All right? Once again, the title for the lesson is, The Beast is Speaking as a Dragon. And this lesson is not going to be a long lesson, but Spirit got on me to go into Revelation chapter 13. All right, real quick, on Revelation chapter 13, I'm going to jump in here at verse 11. All right, and it's pertaining to the daughter of Babylon, aka America, which is that, all right, revival fought beast, okay, which we know ancient Rome, okay, according to Daniel the 7th chapter, ancient Rome was that fourth beast. But, all right, they deadly wound, they had a wound, all right, where they went down into the bottomless pit for 1,000 years, which, according to Revelation the 20th chapter, all right, they were shut up in the pit for 1,000 years where Drake was ruling, okay, but then they went back out, all right, to deceive the nations. You can read that right inside Revelation chapter 20, okay, and from they came back out under, all right, around 1492 under Christopher Columbus, all right, going out to deceive the nations, all right, everything they obtained from that time to this point, okay, is basically the revival of Rome, okay, under America, all right? So this is America is basically the revival of Rome, ancient Rome, which is that fourth beast, okay? So this is Revelation chapter 13 and verse 11. It says, And I beheld another beast coming up out of the earth, and he had two horns like a lamb, and he spake as a dragon. All right, going back to the title of the lesson, all right, the beast is speaking as a dragon. So the two horns go into their two-party system. All right, when you go back to ancient Rome, they had the Senate. Okay, they had the patricians and the plebeians. Okay, in this time, in comparison, you have the Democrats and Republicans. All right, here in America, you have Capitol Hill. All right, in ancient Rome, you had Capitol Line. Okay, you could look these things up. Okay, you had Capitol Line. So if you go here to let's go to real quick the book of Daniel to show you how it mentioned that in Daniel the 7th chapter how this beast was diverse from the others, and the reason why it was diverse from the others is because all the other empires, all right, they had monarchs or monarchy as opposed to a senate or Caesars or emperors. Let's get what is this? Daniel, the 7th chapter. This is Daniel chapter 7. Stroll down to I'll start reading at verse 23. It says, Thus he said, the fourth beast shall be the fourth kingdom upon the earth. All right, which is this, it's going to the statue. Okay, there's four different ruling empires, beginning with the, all right, the Assyrian, Babylonian, all right, or the Babylonian Empire. Then you had the Medio Persian Empire. Then you had the Greeks, all right, which were the leopards. Then you had the Romans, okay, which is that fourth beast, okay, which is the feet of it, the feet of the statue. When you read Daniel, the 2nd chapter. So this is Daniel chapter 7 and verse 23. Again, it says, thus he said, the fourth beast shall be the fourth kingdom upon earth, which shall be diverse from all kingdoms. See? Which shall be diverse from all kingdoms. Diverse meaning all the kingdoms before had monarchs. Monarchy, they had like kings. Okay? But this fourth kingdom, all right, they had like senate. Okay? It says, and shall devour, let me read it again, it says, which shall be diverse from all kingdoms, and shall devour the whole earth, and shall tread it down and break it into pieces. Right. Verse 24, it says, and the 10 horns out of this kingdom are 10 kings that shall arise, and another shall arise after them, and he shall be diverse from the first, and he shall subdue 3 kings. Okay? So that's speaking about America, all right? And the 3 kings, all right? The 3 kings that he subdue would be Spain, France, and Britain. Okay? We none. Those 10 horns goes into the EU nations. All right. So number 5, verse 25, it says, and he shall speak great words against the Most High. So which is where we hear right now. We hear right now. The scripture speaks about how the pride of thine heart have deceived thee. All right. That's these devils are very proud. All right, they think they power and the strength that they have. They think that it is of themselves. All right, they don't attribute that to the Most High. That is the Most High who set them up. It tells you in the book of Daniel, the 4th chapter and the 17th verse, that the Most High ruleth in the kingdom of men. Okay, but these devils, all right, they think it is of themselves. All right, that they have this power. This is why the Lord is going to send his son, all right, to Yahushua to come subdue these nations, man. Okay? So, you see how this guy boasting, all right, say he won Greenland, right? You see what they just did in Venezuela, right? All right? So, you can see what's going on, okay, how they're acting, how they're behaving, and the things that they're saying. All right. Again, Daniel 7 and verse 25, it says, and he shall speak great words, which he's doing right now, against the Most High. Right. So when you read Psalms the 2nd chapter, let me come back to Daniel real quick. When you read Psalms the 2nd chapter, it goes into that a little bit. Psalms chapter 2 and verse 1, it says, why do the heathen rage and the people imagine a vain thing, what they're doing is imagining a vain thing. It says, the kings of the earth set themselves, and the rulers take counsel together against the Lord and against his anointed, saying, let us break their bands asunder and cast away their cords from us. See, this is their behavior. This is their mindset. He that sitteth in the heavens shall laugh. The Lord shall have them in derision. See, then shall he speak unto them in his wrath and vex them in his sore displeasure. Okay, verse 6, yet I have set my king upon my holy hill of Zion. I will declare the decree. The Lord had said unto me, thou art my son, this day have I begotten thee. Ask of me, and I shall give thee the heathen for thine inheritance, and the uttermost parts of the earth for thy possession. Thou shalt break them with a rod of iron, thou shalt dash them in pieces like a potter's vessel. Okay, so the Lord is going to send his son, man. Okay, Isaiah the 63rd chapter goes into that. Because when the Lord comes to the earth, Esau is going to be ruling, but the Lord is going to subjugate Esau with all these other nations, man. All right, Revelation chapter 11, verse 15 goes into that. All right, the kingdoms of this world have become the kingdoms of our Lord. All right. Verse 10 says, Be wise now, therefore, O ye kings, be instructed, ye judges of the earth. Serve the Lord with fear and rejoice with trembling. Kiss the Son, lest he be angry and ye perish from the way, when his wrath is kindled but a little. Blessed are all they that put their trust in him. So all they that put their trust in Yahweh B'Shem Yahweh Shai, all right, you're going to be blessed, man. Okay? So going back to the book of Daniel, all right, let's go back to where we were at Daniel 7th chapter, finishing off. All right, we're getting ready to wrap it up. This is the book of Daniel. Daniel chapter 7, I think we was on the 25th verse. Daniel chapter 7, verse 25, it says, And he shall speak great words, all right? This is what Esau is doing right now, against the Most High, and shall wear out the saints. All right, this guy, Noah Harari, or whatever is that demon want to name, they speak great words and boast against the Most High, man. All right, it says he shall speak great words against the Most High, and shall wear out the saints of the Most High, which they doing every day, all day, by oppressing his people, right? And think to change times and laws, which they do all the time. Isaiah 10 and 1 says, Woe to them which decree unrighteous decrees, and write grievousness which they have prescribed. All right? It says, And they shall be given into his hand until the time and the times of the dividing of time. All right? Verse 26 says, But the judgment shall sit, and they shall take away his dominion, to consume and to destroy it unto the end. Okay? It says, verse 27, And the kingdom and dominion and the greatness of the kingdom under the whole heaven shall be given to the people of the saints of the Most High, the Israelites, the elect. All right? Whose kingdom is an everlasting kingdom, and all dominion shall serve and obey him. So that's the end goal. That's the ultimate end goal. Yahweh Shai is coming, all right, to subjugate nations and set up the kingdom of heaven on earth as it is in heaven, man. All right? So at the end of the day, all right, the beast is speaking as a dragon, but at the end of the day, that's just the fulfilled prophecy, man. All right, so I'm going to end it there. Lord willing, you were edified, giving all honor, glory, and praises unto Yahweh Bahasham, Yahweh Shai Bahasham Rakakwadash. That be honest to the elders and apostles of Great Millstone who taught me this truth and rule well. Salutation and citations to the brothers out there that are laboring and pushing this truth in truth and in sincerity and in charity, risking their lives and their freedom to do so. With that, until the next time, Shalom.